Claude makes prompt engineering a little bit easier, Poe makes testing your code a little bit easier, and the first AI-generated streaming service launches. There are quite a few reasons to smile. Welcome to AI News of the Week in 20 minutes or less, and usually in under 10 minutes. I'm Jonathan Green, host of the Artificial Intelligence Podcast and author of the bestseller ChatGPT Profits, the sponsor of today's video. Get ChatGPT Profits absolutely free by clicking the link right below this video. As always, there were dozens of stories that didn't make the cut this week. We only cover the stories that affect how you can use AI to run your business. My goal is to give you as much information that's useful to your life in as little time as possible. Let's get right into it. Our first story comes to us from Dreamflare. This is a brand new streaming website that only hosts AI-generated videos. It's very interesting to see a place that's actually revealing that every video is AI generated instead of a lot of other platforms where you see people hiding that the content is AI generated. If you want to see the absolute best possible videos generated with AI to see if it's ready to use in your business, this is the best way to quickly give it a test to find out if it's ready for prime time or if it's still just interesting but not useful. Our second story comes to us from OpenAI, who is now blocking API access to everyone in China over the next few weeks. Very possible we'll see other countries follow suit, and this is going to lead to a very big shift in how artificial intelligence is handled around the world. According to The Guardian, this is going to spark increased tensions between the West and the East as China is pushing to build their own homegrown AI models to compete with Western models. It's very interesting to see if this is going to push forward innovation and maybe create some really cool things in the East. I'm excited to see what the future holds. Yet again, Stability AI is in the news, this time for something good. Their new version of Stable Assistant has two very interesting new features. The first is find and replace, and the second is they're now integrating their Stable Music platform. Not really sure if Stable Audio is ready for prime time. Last time we tested it, it left a lot to be desired, but let's take a quick look at search and replace because this is pretty cool. In this very interesting example, you have a picture of an egg in the forest, and you say, find the egg and replace it with a dragon. This is an example of find and replace. How useful is this? It's not really there yet, but this is a move in the right direction, which is going to allow non-graphical people to start editing their images. Instead of highlighting the egg and removing the egg and then inpainting, I can use text without having to use the mouse. This is an interesting direction and has me very excited for Stability AI. The second feature, the ability to generate music tracks using Stable Audio inside of their assistant, it's not really useful. So far, we haven't seen anything from AI music that's beyond the interesting, and very few of us are generating enough music that we need a tool that can generate dozens, let alone hundreds of songs per month. So until that happens, I'm not going to cover a lot about AI music. It's right now nothing more than a novelty. And with all the things that are happening in court and in Congress, where it looks like a lot of the content is of suspicious sources, I'm not sure how long these platforms are going to last until they figure things out with the owners and the copyright holders of the original music that they're modeling. Our next story is all about Anthropic's Claude. It's built a new platform that will allow you to feed a prompt and have it generate a whole bunch of different versions of the same prompt and test the different results. This is a massive tool for prompt engineers, and this is the first tool that I've actually seen like this. As someone who designs and tests my own prompts all the time, I would absolutely love to find out if there's a version of my own prompt that's 5 or 10% different that gives a 5 or 10% improvement in the results. This has me really excited, and you expect me to cover this feature in a future video. If you want to see that, make sure to smash the like button so I know that this is a story you want me to go deeper on. This new feature is called Evaluate, and it allows you to feed a series of prompts that are all similar to each other at the same time and see all the results side by side to see which generates the best result. If you've ever used ChatGPT and it's given you two sets of results side by side and said which one is the better result, think of this 10 times better and far more useful, helping you design better prompts rather than just saying which is the better answer to your prompt. This has me very excited. Our final story is from Poe, posted to X, formerly Twitter, and it's very, very interesting. When you design a piece of code inside of Poe, whether you're using ChatGPT models or you're using Anthropic models, now you can actually test the code inside of the chat window. This is called previews, and that means you don't have to open up a separate tool to test your programs. This is really useful to me. In the past, when I built something in Python, I had to download the code, add it to a new page, open up my terminal, run the code to see if it works. If it ran an error, copy and paste it back into the chatbot. The ability to self-correct is something very interesting, and this makes it a little more accessible to those of us who aren't super technical. That's your AI news of the week from us here at Serve No Master. As always, we give you only the information you need and none of the fluff. What was your favorite story? Did an important one slip through the cracks? Let me know in the comments below. We will be back next week with another episode of all the AI news you need in 20 minutes or less. Please subscribe, follow, hit the bell, whatever you have to do to get notified so you can save time every single week. I read hundreds of stories and distill them down to only the ones that you need to know in 20 minutes or less. This is Jonathan Green, signing off. Thank you so much for watching one of my videos. Hit the like button, and then I've got a couple of sweet videos that I think you're gonna like. I've got one here and another one over here. You're gonna love them.